welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Blake Ruffino. This is Are You Serious Sports. We hope that you guys are making it a good one. We know that we are as well. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm choking over here because the last time I checked, a lot of you were freaking out about Brad Davis over the last week. And last night on the show, we told you it was coming. Put some respect on the name of Brian Kelly and Brad Davis. Guys, this train's not going to stop through July. Recruiting is going to continue to mount in this football class of 2023. Now, today on the AYS forum, go to ayssnetwork.com/forum. Subscribe to our message board. I gave you my top 10. We talked about 3 or 4 days ago about LSU's new recruit, 6'4", 280-pound offensive tackle. I think, and I pretty much sure know, he's going to be playing guard, and that is Paul Mobinga. With the pancake. Commits today out of Georgia, Buford, Georgia. Commits to Brad Davis and Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers. So the Tigers continue to roll in recruiting. They are now number 7 on 247's composite score rankings. They will continue to go up there. They're not done in the month of July, guys. They're not even close. So big day for Brian Kelly as they get their first offensive lineman. Obviously looking to get guys like Zalance Hurd, Tyree Adams, Chase Besantis, and more in this class. And if they can do that, guys, they're a quarterback away from having damn near a top 3 to top 5 class if they continue to push. So as Kenny says right here, July fireworks, absolutely. Kicked off on the 1st, 2nd. Guys, we can't go every other day without a recruit committing to LSU, whether it be baseball or football. And Jay Johnson's not done yet either. For everybody listening on XM radio and the audio podcast, you can't see that little wink I just gave you. Stephen Miller says the number thing doesn't move the meter for me anymore. Hey, Stephen, take a shot every time you say move the meter. That's my buddy, my good man, my good friend, Stephen Miller. But we got a lot to talk about tonight. 2 LSU football players joining us here tonight. Chris Hilton Jr. joins us at 7:30. Ali Gaye, the defensive lineman, is going to join us at 7:50. So let's talk to some LSU current players. This season is ever so closely. Let's talk to these young men and see how the offseason is going for them and see how everything has transpired and how ready they are for football. I know that they are. We will get a Ruffino's Rants to start off, and as we do on every Tuesday and Thursday, #AskBlake. We'll get to as many of them as we can throughout the show. So let's get to a couple comments before we get started. Buster Tanner says LSU is killing it in Georgia this year. I told you, man. I told you what this recruiting staff is doing is elite. Covering last year's staff, and it's nothing about – look, Orgeron was a very good recruiter. You can't take that away from him at all. At all. But the recruiting staff is where Brian Kelly and company is starting to separate themselves, right? Like it's not even debatable at this point. Mayhem on Facebook says #Shelton stays. Yeah, let's hope that the Tigers can reel him in as well. Nate says Hurd committing Sue saw that he got a Fong bomb. I don't even know what a Fong bomb is, but I feel really good for LSU with him. Rico Delgado says LSU did Brad Davis wrong. He lost 1 game and got demoted. Oh, man. Come on, Rico. E-Dub on YouTube says SEC doesn't dictate white and home jerseys. No, they don't. What people just come up in here and like randomly say stuff, I guess. Loud noises. I don't know. Doug No says, dang right, kids offer list is sick. Michigan fans are melting. Yeah, that they are. They legitimately are, and they should. Spencer Trahan says, let's go. Football can't get here soon enough. Doug sends us some stars via Super Chat or via Facebook. Thank you so much. Brian Kelly, no, that's just Ryan, says, hashtag more rain. It's storm season that it is. Al Landry says, hey, Rudy crew, hope everyone is doing good. You too, sir. Tracy say, booty. Yes, yes, yes. If you missed it. LSU wide receiver Kayshon Boutte will be, it was announced today that Kayshon Boutte will be wearing number 7. And a part of the legacy. Guys, I was talking about with Steven, the move the meter thing. The jersey outside of number 18, 7 doesn't really move the meter for me, man. Guys, it really, really doesn't. You know, like if you're doing number 18 for a team leader, a team captain, somebody that's worked really hard to earn something, I kind of like number 18. 7 doesn't move the needle for me at all, or move the meter, whatever it said. But congratulations to Kayshon. Guys, he's your best player. It's not really debatable. Kayshon is your best player, and shout out to him for getting number 7. Great for him. All right, let's get to a couple comments, and then we'll get this thing rolling. Steven also says, Michigan fans were melting big time when Lloyd Card's grandson, who lives in Detroit, is going to Oregon. Is he going to Oregon? No, Steven, I think he's going to Notre Dame. He's going to Notre Dame. And the name, look at this, across. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, amen. Shout out to Father Abear. Who that dude says, Wilfong gives me the runs. Guys, y'all are all one. I can already tell y'all gonna have to chill out when the players get in here. Y'all gonna have to chill out, bro. Y'all gonna have to chill. Jeffrey asked about the marijuana policy. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Akon and LGZ says BK, or says on YouTube, BK is our Mariano Rivera. What a great analogy. What a fantastic analogy. Because Boston sucks. Boo. Hold on. I don't know if Pooh Bear has it in here. Zach and Pooh Bear are back with us. I don't think he does. He didn't get the tomatoes. Pooh Bear can, don't do anything for us.
Boo, tomato. I'm throwing tomatoes. And boo, tomato. I'm throwing tomatoes.
There you go, Pooh Bear. There you go. Now change everything back nice and neat. Boo! He got me last night, y'all. If y'all missed it, he got me good. I thought Jesus Christ Almighty was coming down, and I didn't know where it was coming from. Scared the shit out of me. Gotta be honest. Okay, everybody do us a favor and hit the like and share. So many of you are listening to us on Facebook. Share to those Facebook groups. Share to your own social media pages. We greatly appreciate it. If you're listening to us on YouTube, rate, review, subscribe, all of that good stuff. So many, I think 42% of you are still not subscribing. So subscribe and hit that notification bell. And we announced it Monday, and we'll announce it again here. If you missed it, go over to our new website. We have a new message board forum. A lot of the things I'm hearing around LSU, we put into the forum, AYSSnetwork.com. That's AYSSnetwork.com. Subscribe to the forum. We do all of our stuff there, all the stuff that we're hearing. You're going to want to be a part of it. It's a great community, a lot of interaction with everybody inside the message board. Go there today and do that. All right, let's pay these bills around this thing, and then we'll get started. None better than our good friends over at GM Varno & Sons at betonline.ag. Guys, we'll be back in a minute 30. Our partners over at BetOnline continue to be the number one source for all of your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA playoffs, fights, and even next season's futures. And don't forget that the MLB is back as well. Who are you picking to win the World Series? BetOnline is your continued source for all of your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's easy to get started, so head on over to their website. Use betonline.ag. Use that promo code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV. That's BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag. Betonline.ag. With over 65 years of experience, nobody is better equipped to service in your vehicle than GM Vardo & Sons. RV repair, big rig overhauls, motorhome chassis, routine maintenance, tire rotations, tire sales. No job is too big or too small over at GM. If you break down on the side of the road in the greater Baton Rouge area, they will come and get you. And the best thing about that is that they can come and get you, and then they can bring your vehicle back to their shop and start the repairs right then. Again, GM Varno & Sons. Go see them over at 2500 Fuller Boulevard. Give them a call at 225-664-9992. 225-664-9992. Tell them your good friend Blake Ruffino sent you on by. Doug Ray asked on YouTube, so let's get this thing started. Let's get this thing started, y'all. Everybody hit the like and share. Doug Ray says, hashtag ask Blake. Last year, our big thing was hashtag hold that tiger. What is our catchphrase since hashtag BK takeover is at the helm? Well, I think it's the BK takeover, right? Or a storm's coming. Or no, I mean, the real thing that BK tries to push is graduate champions. I mean, what was it, guys, that we did the Joe Sloan interview, 2 or 3 weeks ago? I mean, graduate champions is everywhere in the building. You walk in the coaches' rooms, you walk in the locker room. It's everywhere, man. Absolutely everywhere. Yeah, Colin Baton Rouge has been another one. I think his thing is graduate champions, though. Mayhem says, what are the chances that we don't get a QB this cycle? Do the numbers on the roster and the amount of years left eligibility for those players? I don't know what the last part of that question means, but I'll say this, and I said it last night, I'll say it again. Guys, I'm not really nervous about getting a quarterback in this cycle. I mean, guys, we've seen teams like Ohio State have really good quarterback play for a very long time. Guys, they don't have a quarterback committed right now. You do have Walker Howard that's on this roster. I'm not saying guys are scared of him, but when you have a 5-star and a guy that's as good as Walker Howard is, sometimes that pushes people away. There's nothing wrong with that. And really and truthfully, with the portal the way that it is, I mean, let's look at the national champions. I think we said this last night too. Joe Burrow 2019 in that playoff was Justin Fields, I believe. Wasn't Justin Fields at Ohio State in 2019? Yeah, because that was the year he only had one interception. Justin Fields was a transfer. Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma was a transfer. I'm trying to think. Bryce Young wasn't. I said it the other night, and now I'm starting to forget. Oh, Kyler Murray was a transfer. I know they did, but he won a Heisman. I mean, guys, Baker Mayfield was a transfer. We've seen a lot of transfer quarterbacks go elsewhere, and for whatever reason, I don't have those notes in front of me like I did last night. There's been a lot of success. There's been a lot of success in the portal with the quarterbacks. I'm not worried about it. I'm really not. If you believe that Joe Sloan, the quarterback's coach, is not recruiting guys like Ricky Collins, then I don't know what to tell you. There's a couple kids, like the kid from Memphis whose name escapes me at the current moment. Trying to think of his name. So it'll come to me. But are we acting like Joe Sloan's not recruiting these guys? Guys, quarterback is a finicky position. Brock Glenn, that's his name. Brock Glenn. He's recruiting these guys. The 2024 class is going to be the bigger one for me. I'm not I'm not going to count any non-success for Brian Kelly for last year's recruiting class because, guys, he was here for what, 4 weeks? He was here for 6 days before the first signing period, then 6 weeks for the next. He didn't have a staff. His offensive coordinator was playing against Alabama in the playoff. His wide receivers coach and passing game coordinator, Cortez Hankton, won the national title. Excuse me for not freaking out right now. And we've seen LSU start having success here in July when the staff is able to build relationships and commits are starting to come in. Now, I don't know the exact date, and I don't think that these young men know the exact date yet that they'll commit, like Zalance Hurd or Shelton Sampson. And I announced today, and I'll give you my number one recruit inside the state of Louisiana. Again, we put it on the forum. Shelton Sampson's the number one recruit in the state for me. There are 2 can't-miss prospects in Louisiana. Neither one of them are quarterbacks. It's Shelton Sampson and Zalance Hurd. You will be okay if Eli Holstein goes to Alabama and sits for 3 to 4 years. You will be okay, really okay, with Arch Manning going to Texas. He was never coming here. So that panic, and like we talked about last night, and kind of a part of the Ruffino's rants, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that every time fans start freaking out, LSU counters. Please freak out and say LSU's going 0-12 next season. Because they'll just counter and go 12-0 or 11-1. Please say LSU's not winning a game next year. I dare you. As we've said, Brian Kelly has been a winner every single place that he's been. Every single place that he's been. I'm not worried about quarterback. You know, we were talking about the Brock Glenn kid. You know, I don't know if Brock Glenn will ever step on LSU's campus. I know that he was trending Florida State a little bit. But what if Florida State goes to New Orleans and LSU claps those cheeks? Pooh Bear, we need a clip. Claps those cheeks. And then you got a 7-year-old that walks in your bedroom like, Mommy, Daddy, why are y'all clapping? You know, like, what happens then? Guys, we haven't played a game of football yet. I think, we're 44 days away from week 0. Guys, 44 days away before we have college football in this thing. I'll tell you, there's no better season for me than when it starts getting really hot and baseball's on the tube and when football season starts. No better times for me as a fan. So look, I still say don't freak out on Brad Davis yet. This recruiting class is going to be fine. If recruiting is your worry, it really shouldn't be. Oh, well, Blake, Notre Dame's doing this. Guys, you're not going to play Notre Dame. Not this season. Very likely you won't. They're going to be fine, man. Notre Dame doesn't have your front 7. Notre Dame doesn't have a Kayshon Boutte. All Brian Kelly is proving to everyone around the country with getting the commitment of Jaylen Brown and possibly and hopefully getting the commitment from Shelton Sampson, it would be the 2 highest rated receivers that Brian Kelly's ever gotten any recruiting class ever. The one thing you don't need to worry about him is recruiting. You know, the big thing this week, guys, has been Brian Kelly's not a fit in Louisiana. He can't get the Louisiana kids. He just got one. He's going to get more. I don't understand it. All right, let's get a couple comments. Chris Hilton Jr., LSU wide receiver Chris Hilton Jr. joins us in about 7 minutes. Rick says, loved hearing BJ Ojulari telling you they're working hard on the FSU game plan already. Absolutely. Absolutely. BJ was fantastic. And him and Mike and Jack Best are going to be very good representatives of LSU. Mark Spell says, hashtag ask Blake, who gets number 18? And do you think it will only be one? I don't know that. I wish I did. I mean, I'm biased. You know, I'm biased to 2 young men that are on the team. I hope either one of them do. You know, like I just as excited as I was for Mike to go to SEC Media Days, and we talked to him last night. Same thing with Chris. I really hope Chris does if they want it. But I'm not gonna. I'm going to celebrate it either way. Rico Delgado says LSU is going 7-5, so technically Kelly is still a winner. They're not going 7-5, Rico. Just got here with that, Rico. Jamar Jackson says Keishawn Boutte has been chosen to wear number 7. We talked about that. What you doing? All right. Well, look, mommy's calling you. Go see mommy. Love you. I'm telling you, as soon as the new studio is done, we're putting a lock on that door. So this little man can't just walk in and out. Stephen Miller says, fans, why are y'all stressing over not getting a QB this cycle when we have elite 5-star quarterback on the roster? Who's going to redshirt this year? I don't know. But they're going to freak out. Kenny says, CBK, Coach Brian Kelly, is getting players who are not only talented but have character. Absolutely. Paul Mabinga, the kid today, guys, I'm not going off of what 247 or this guy or that guy says about any recruit. Just really, really, really not. Tyson Messer says, hey, Blake, we got settled in Alabama, and my LSU flag is high in the sky. Go Tigers. Absolutely. You love to hear it. Joanne says, I think they are waiting to get a tight end out of the portal once camp starts. I don't think you can do that. Pretty sure you can't do that. I mean, I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure you can't do that. KMC says Harold Perkins is wearing number 40. I didn't see that. I like the number 40. Stephen Miller says, free money alert. Butte. Hammer the over 6.5 wins for LSU this year. If you can't get 6.5, hammer the 7.5. I'm not a betting man. I love Jesus. Michael Scallion. What's up, Mike? He says, trust in our player development. We have hidden gems on both sides of the ball. Absolutely. We're about to talk to 2 of them. We're literally about to talk to 2 of them. Doug Ray says, hashtag Rufino's Rants with special guest Big Ben. Y'all stay tuned. Yeah, maybe when he gets a little bit older. Rico Delgado says, I heard Blake wears Birks when he's not on the air. What are Birks? Can somebody like Birkenstocks? Rico, your titty nipples are showing in your shirt, and that's not really your own shirt. But someone's got to explain to me, what are Birks? I don't know. I'm not cool. The only thing I wear is lemon pepper steppers. It's the only thing I wear. Carl Dunn says the Doma is going to be rocking on September the 4th. I know a lot of people keep asking me if I'm going. No, we got the post game, man. We got the post game. Okay, a couple more. Chris Hilton Jr., LSU wide receiver. Chris Hilton Jr. Joins us. Stefan says, let's focus on a QB for 2025. I don't think BK is pressed to sign one this year. They need one in the 24 class. You need look. I'm still of the thought process that you take a quarterback in every class, whether it be portal or whether it be a high school kid. I fully believe that. I mean, guys, injuries happen, man. You got to have depth at that position. I don't know if this is Pooh Bear or Zach, our producers, but this sounds like Zach. No, I don't know. I think it's Pooh Bear. No, this is Pooh Bear. Rico trying to be a male model for American Eagle. That's definitely Pooh Bear. No, it's Zach. Okay. Yeah, it's that white people stuff. Stacy's mom has got it going on. Bro, I bet you Zach Wilson blares that when he gets in his Bugatti. Stacy's mom has got it going on. Scream it, Zach Wilson. If you've missed this Zach Wilson stuff, Man. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Pooh Bear would say Abercrombie and I'm like a girl that wears Abercrombie and Fitch. Yeah, I hear you. All right, let's do this. Y'all don't want to hear me singing. You don't want to hear me rattling. The only reason you guys are here are to hear from Chris Hilton Jr. and Ali Gaye, who will be joining us at 7:50. So let's do this. Let's pay these bills very quickly. Let's talk about our good friends over at the Drake Williams Law Firm, drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Guys, we'll be back in 1 minute with your LSU wide receiver, Chris Hilton Jr.
By the Drake Williams Law Firm, drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Whether you've been injured in an accident, you're preparing for a future with your estate planning, you're getting ready to close in on a real estate deal, or you're about to welcome a new addition through adoption into your family, or you're facing criminal charges, you need very experienced attorneys, and that is what the Drake Williams Law Firm will be able to do for you in navigating the legal system. The door to their cozy office in historic downtown Ponchatoula has been open since 1981. They have helped thousands and thousands of Louisiana families and individuals win cases, close on real estate deals, and regain that peace of mind. Their lawyers over at the Drake Williams Law Firm, Ernie Drake III, Ryan J. Williams, and Summer Vicnair, are very determined, compassionate, and dedicated to their craft. It's the Drake Williams Law Firm, drakewilliamslawfirm.com. Give them a call today at 985-386-7600. Tell them your good friend Blake Ruffino at AYS sent you on by.
All right, we are joined here by LSU wide receiver Chris Hilton Jr. Buddy, it's been a while, but we got you back. What's up, my brother? How we doing?
We chilling, per usual.
So listen, it sounds like you know this heat's getting to you a little. You're just like, man, I'm chilling. You sound tired, Chris. You all right?
Ooh, what today? What, Thursday?
Yeah.
It was Tuesday. We had to run outside, and it was humid. And that was probably one of the first times that I ever been tired.
It was so Coach Flint got you guys rolling on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So what were y'all doing? Like, what kind of runs were y'all doing?
Sprints.
Like the 110s? Like, what we doing? We doing the gassers? What we got?
Like a form of gases. We did 50 and back. He had that 6 times, and 40 and back 6 times.
Ooh-wee.
Then 30 and back 6 times, then the 25 and back 4 times.
So, Chris, when you're running and you're doing all this running and you see fat guys like me, offensive linemen, huffing and puffing, like if you're really winded, are you looking at the big guys like, dog, I know that man's struggling. that man over there got to be struggling, dog.
At times, yeah, I'd be like that.
Do you give him any encouragement? Like, come on, bro. We got you. We got you.
Sometimes I do, because I'm not the one to talk on the field. I just go about my business.
Okay, I respect it. Like Birdman, I put some respect on that. I did see your roommate Tuesday though. When I was trying to FaceTime you, I know we were hitting back and forth.
Yeah,
I saw Brian. I saw Brian Thomas Tuesday leaving the facility, and he he looked tired too, man. All of y'all saying the same thing, man. Tuesday must have been really rough. Yeah, but the season's getting here. Do you try to ramp up the intensity since the season's getting so close?
I would say yeah, because like I said, I'm not a vocal leader, but like when it comes to like the on-field stuff and like the running, I try to push others just by being in the front because everybody knows that I can run.
So are you like upset if you don't lead the pack? Since you're known for that, it's like that's the competitive edge for you. If you're not leading the pack, like that's something that you want to do every time out in the field?
That's something I strive to do. It may not happen every single time, but I strive to do it like majority of the time.
Chris, so we're 44 days, not of you guys playing, but week 0. I keep asking you every week, how is everything going for you guys this offseason? I mean, I saw that you guys were doing some off-the-field work stuff. I mean, it's here, Chris. I mean, we're a month away. How is everything going for you?
Me personally, like I said, I'm all the way locked in now. Like no distractions, no nothing. Just focused on what we got to do for the season.
So I know that there's been a lot of team team chemistry, team stuff that you guys are doing off the field. And it seems pretty high intensity with all this stuff and the SWAT teams. How, with a new system coming in, don't share any trade secrets, but how much more comfortable are you in this offense and Coach Denbrock's offense since you've had, I think you guys have had, 6 or 7 months under this offense? How is that transpiring?
It's coming along smooth, because like I said, the more you practice it, the more it comes natural to you. So like the more I look over this stuff, the more it comes like easy to me.
Do you like this spread attack? Is that where you feel like you're most utilized? Like in the spring game, we saw you in the slot, you catch the slant, or you weren't even in the slot on that one. I think you were on the outside, right?
Yeah.
And then you catch the slant. Like, how much better is that for you being in such a spread attack?
I would say just getting my speed and space. That's pretty much the big thing.
I agree. I mean, the fastest man that got clocked at LSU this spring. You see, it couldn't be me, Chris. It couldn't be me because I'd be talking too much stuff like, dog, I beat you in a race. Like I'm the fastest man here. How do you don't talk this stuff to him? You don't be like, hey, man, you want to line it up? That's why God didn't make me, made me humble. I would just be like, hey, man, line it up. Let's roll.
Yeah.
I feel you. So we did talk to the SWAT teams or talk to guys about the SWAT teams. They said the tug of war was a pretty big thing, a high intensity, and a lot of the players kind of came together around that. Yeah. How did your team do during that week?
We held our own. I got put in the tug of war battle. I was in the front. I tried to hold my own, but obviously it wasn't enough.
So who was on the other side of you in front?
I don't even remember. It was a little while ago, so I don't remember.
Okay, so it wasn't like Jacoby and Tank Guillory or Cordell Thomas.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, as long as they weren't. Guys, those guys weren't the ones doing it. Firing your questions for Chris, and we'll try to get to as many of them as we can. Rick says, #ask Chris, what is your favorite pass route, and what is the most effective in your opinion?
Favorite pass route? I'd say a post, probably.
Why a post?
Because just to be able to take the top off the defense. That's probably one of my favorite things to do.
So, a lot of times, Chris, when you have a lot of speed on the field, people talk about the 9 routes, right? Talk about the goes, and you talk about the post. What's the difference, though, for you? I mean, instead of going in a straight line speed, what is the difference with the post for you that makes you like it more than just getting out in space and going and trying to outrun the guy that's in front of you?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I think it's because if you can beat them off the line, you make them think you're running a go, and then you break it off to a post. It's just like more separation, I guess, instead of just like a straight line.
So a lot of guys that said a lot of the same thing was Larry Fitzgerald was a guy that talked about that a lot. Jerry Rice, ironically enough, talked about outside the slant. The post was the biggest thing, and Terrell Owens was another one that I remember the most. I didn't know if there was just something that benefits a wide receiver more from doing that, but maybe just giving the little move on the top of the route to get to the post, maybe that might be why guys like you and receivers like it so much.
Yeah, probably just to create a little bit more separation.
I got you. So 7-on-7, you guys out there doing stuff. How is that going with the quarterbacks? I mean, I know that you're working with all of them, but how is the connection going with all 4 of them with you?
They all getting reps in. So that chemistry is just slowly building.
Chris, how long does it and I'm not talking about this year LSU, I'm just talking in general, ever since you've been playing football, whether it be at Zachary High or where it be here, how long do you think it takes for a receiver and a quarterback to get good connection? Like where he can just look at you and give you just a little signal, like whatever it may be. How long do you think that it takes for y'all to have that good of a connection?
I can say it doesn't happen overnight, so it happens gradually. So probably maybe like a few months, and then probably like after that, that's when it starts to click in.
You know, it's interesting. You talk about a couple months, and obviously LSU fans are going to remember Joe Burrow not even knowing the receivers' names, right? In 19. Like, if your quarterback just came in and he didn't know your name, be like, "Hey, Brian," that's probably tough to get a connection with your quarterback if you guys don't know each other well enough.
Yeah, you right on the money with that one.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, you don't know. I mean, how quickly can you do it? But you've been around some of these guys for a while, and so that's good. I mean, Garrett, Miles, and a lot. I know Jade and Walker are coming in, but you've had some connection, and you're building some with others. LSU wide receiver Chris Hilton is our guest. Chris, anything that you could share with us that we did not touch on? Something that I did want to ask you. I heard that there was a pretty big debate inside the locker room about Marvel movies. Are you a big Marvel guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was this debate? I heard one side said it was, the best series of all time, and somebody said it wasn't. Where do you fall in that line?
They were talking about, I think they brought up DC versus Marvel. I think that was the conversation. And I'm not like a big DC fan, so I'll probably say Marvel.
I got you. Any favorite character? Like any favorite guy that you watch the most?
Not really. I just kind of I just watch them all. Or try to.
Got to tell you, I'm a big Iron Man guy, man. Big Iron Man guy. Andrew Martin says AYS SWAT team win. Chris, so if we put an AYS SWAT team against your AYS SWAT team, who do you think wins there? Do you think that I could assemble a good team to beat SEC athletes or no?
Nah, not happening.
Hey, don't disrespect my team like that. You know what I'll do? I'll call all 5 NFL guys on an active roster right now. That's what I do. I won't be a part of the team. I'm just a manager, I'm just a manager. Doug Knows says, #AskChris. What are your thoughts? Or we talked about that. LGZ says, #AskChris. Are you going to switch to number 1? Is there any number that you like, or you like number 17?
I don't know. I thought about it.
All right. Don't give the trade secrets. Chris English says, #AskChris. Never mind. Come on, guys, on the Penguins. Lamar Williams says, #AskChris. Have you mulched anyone in practice yet? That's a good one.
Yeah. I did. It was during spring practice, I want to say. Yeah. Spring practice.
Okay. Bring us through. Was it the one that was videoed? I remember there was a video of you going up and getting one.
I don't know if it was videoed or not. I have to put them on, but I'm not sharing it because when I went up for the ball, I came down a little awkward and looked like my knee buckled on me a little bit. So nah. But that was the one.
Is that so? That was the one where you were out of spring for a couple of weeks.
No. I was fine after that. It just looked weird on the camera.
I got you. How is everything? You're ready to go, like you said. I mean, you've said it a couple times, but it seems like you are ready to go.
Yeah, I'm good. 100% almost.
Okay, Chris. Anything else you want to leave with us? Anything else we can talk about here? I mean, what's Chris do the next 44 days to get ready for football season?
Next 44 days, study the playbook, things like that.
Do you go watch Thor on Friday? Have you gone and see it in theater yet?
I'm trying to save my money right now. I haven't spent too much.
I hear you. What does Chris Hilton spend his money on?
Blue Store, red beans, the large one.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, yes. I love it. You can't go there every day. Yes, you can. Don't let Dr. Frakes tell you can. I'm just messing.
On at least 2 times a week.
Okay. I respect it. Do you go to the one by BRCC?
They got one on Highland Road near here.
Oh, yeah, they do. I forgot about that. All right, Chris, thank you so much for joining us, man. We'll see you again next week. You have a good night, sir. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you.
That's Chris Hilton Jr., LSU wide receiver, joining us. Ali Gaye in about 3 minutes. I'm telling you, man, we're playered up this week. BJ Ojolari, Jay Ward, Jarek Bernard Converse, Chris Hilton, Ali Gaye. Man, what a week. D-Payne says Marvel greater than DC. I don't know, man. Oh, and I forgot Mike Jones. How can I forget Mike Jones? Yeah, I know this. Big Marvel versus DC. It's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. Okay, I've been told we got Ali Gaye in the building, so let's do this, guys. Let's take a very quick break. We will talk to LSU defensive lineman Ali Gaye next, but let me talk about my good friend John Patton over at GMFS Mortgage. Guys, if you're buying a new home, saving money on the mortgage that you have now, or even doing the cash out refi, the timing has never been better. Get in touch with him today at 225-614-1234. Let him know that your good friend Blake Ruffino at AYS sent you on by. All right, let's pay these bills around this thing. Ali Gaye, when we return, let's talk about our good friend Carol Falls over at State Farm. Guys, we should return in a minute with your defensive lineman, Ali Gaye. Guys, you might know my good friend Carol Falls and all the great service that he provides over at State Farm. He is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates as well? Along with the great neighbor service, State Farm agent Carol Falls has surprisingly great rates for everyone inside the state of Louisiana. So call him today at 985-395-4300, 985-395-4300 for all of those surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to the State Farm underwriting requirements. All right, we are joined here by LSU defensive lineman Ali Gaye, who is in the building. Ali, what's going on, my man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We were just talking with Chris Hilton, and he was talking about the season, man. We're so close to the season starting, man. How excited are you that it's the season right around the corner?
I mean, I'm pretty excited, man. You know, it's something we've been looking forward to all year, you know, since spring. So, you know, we're getting this much closer to, you know, camp and, you know, the first game. So we can't wait. I can't wait.
Ali, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is your third year, correct, at LSU, correct?
Yes, sir. This is my third year.
So there was, and I just want you to walk us through this because LSU posted this video as a very viral video of you just being a team leader out there and being very vocal and telling guys what needs to be done. Man, are you a very vocal leader on the field? Because we've been seeing the videos of you doing it all off season.
You know, I tend to say what I have to say when I need to. You know, I'm not really a guy that goes out his way to just, you know, talk. You know, I just say what needs to be said when it needs to be said. You know, just if it's get the guys going or, you know, motivate them a little bit more just to push them because, you know, sometimes we need it. And when nothing's being said, you know, I step in and, you know, say what needs to be said. But, you know, I'm not really a rah-rah guy. You know, I got to talk every time. Not really, but my way of, you know, being a team player is leading by example. So whatever I need to do, whether it is to say what needs to be said, you know, at a certain time, you know, or just, you know, show with my actions, really. So.
Ali, we were talking to BJ Ojolari Tuesday, and we were talking about the defensive line. And, man, you're a key piece in that, right? You, Mason Smith, Jaquaylin Roy, BJ. I mean, man, that's a very elite group of guys. And I don't even know how to put into words how to ask you other than, man, do you guys believe that you could be one of the best defensive units on the D-line in the country?
I believe it, man. We have so many guys on the D-line, man. You know, I'm going to go right across the board, man. You got me on the left side, wherever. You got me, J. Roy, you know, you got Mason Smith, and then you got BJ on the other end. I mean, you know, we're loaded up, and then you got the guys behind us, you know, ready to come in whenever we're tired. So it's like, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, we're loaded on guys. We got talented guys, smart guys. You know, we guys ready to play. You know, and I feel like we're the best position out there. You know, on the team, and you know, even in the country. So I feel like that's something that's in our hands that you know we can control. So you know, come around this season, I feel like you know we'll be ready to prove that.
Ali, you had a really good start to last season against UCLA. You have a lot of momentum building up with you right now, and the defense has changed a little bit under a new coordinator, and it does every single time with Coach Matt House. How have you been? And we've seen in his defenses, guys just like yourself have very huge seasons. What has it been like with Coach House so far in such a short amount of time? And what does he relate to you about how he would utilize you to some extent without sharing the trade secrets?
I mean, Coach House is a great coach. I mean, he came in and you know told us this. We want things a certain way, and ever since then we've just been following his his teachings and everything that he's trying to bring in. You know, it's not really hard because as somebody that wants to come in and teach you the game and teach you what he wants and shows you what he wants the right way, you know, all you can do is follow. You know, even if it is, you know, moving position or whatever, like it doesn't matter. Like whatever position he puts you in, he's putting you in it to be successful. But so far, you know, I've been able to learn from him a lot. You know, he's an energetic coach. Every time in the meeting room, it's just like, you know, he's so energetic that you have no reason but not to lock in and just, you know, engage and learn from him. So he's been great so far.
How is it when a guy like Tyrann Mathieu comes on campus during the spring, who was obviously on the same team that Coach House was, and he's like, hey, man, look, I had 7 interceptions last year. 6 of those are because Coach Matt House was telling me what to do before the play in the meeting rooms, you know, the Wednesday or Thursday before Thursday or Wednesday before a Thursday night game. When you have someone who has done it that well at such a high level and you hear that from him, how much do you take into account? Like, hey, man, this guy's going to prepare us for the league, and not only the league, but for this season because he's had so much success.
I mean, that's a prime example. You know, the product of Coach Matt House's coaching. Like, you know, you saw him do it at the highest level. You know, that's a detriment to like what he's going to bring into this team and to this defense. So, an example of what Tyrann Mathieu said. You know, Coach Matt House puts you in great position to be successful. So, him being here and Tyrann Mathieu coming in and speaking to the team and telling him exactly what he dealt with Coach House is just, you know, you have nothing but to buy into the defense that he's teaching, that he's trying to, you know, bring in. So, you know, that's just a prime example, man. Like, it doesn't get no better than that. So, to me and, you know, my defensive guys, like I said, we've all bought into it. You know, that's a product of, you know, what he brought in with the Chiefs that he's trying to bring in with the Tigers.
We got a lot of questions coming inside the chat for you right now. One from Trey Varnado. He says, #AskAli. Who is the toughest offensive lineman to beat 101? Let me rephrase that question just a little bit. Who is a really tough guy to go against 101 on your own team?
Toughest guys. I mean, as an old lineman, like we all sharpen each other, man. You know, I'm gonna leave that to the side. I'm not really gonna, I'm gonna leave it to the side, but you know,
I'm with you.
You know, we make each other better day in, day out. You know, there's no guy that's on our O line that doesn't challenge our D line. You know, and the reason why we're so, you know, challengeful is just because we go against good guys every day. And for me, I give credit to Austin Deculus. You know, I went against him my first 2 years. He got me better. He got me in a position I'm in today with how much I've grown, you know, since transferring from JUCO. You know, I give credit to him because, you know, me and him, we were head to head every day. And, you know, off the field, we would joke around, and he's one of my close friends. But, you know, it's like practice, like we were day in, day out challenging each other, man. And we would have some fun with it. But, you know, with this new O-line, we got some new guys, and a lot of the guys they're ready to, you know, work and challenges as well. So I give them credit because they're the ones that are going to make us better and get us ready for the game. So
Austin Deculus is just such a wide human being, right?
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, it feels like you got to run 5 miles just to get around him. I mean, he's not fat. He's just a big dude, man. I mean, you got to give him credit, but that's a really fantastic answer. Wade McBride says, #AskAli. What is your favorite food? What is your favorite food, even down here in Louisiana?
Man, I love that crawfish egg roll from Raul's, man.
Oh, bro.
But
Yes.
I came to Louisiana, so as soon as I made that trip down to Raul's and had that crawfish egg roll, man, I was in shock. I'm like, I've never had nothing like this. So every time I go down there, that's my go-to. But I also just like what I would say. Something else that I like down here. I would say I do like the etouffee. The crawfish etouffee. It's just
right.
has crawfish in it, man. And I'm growing a taste for it. So I love me some crawfish, man.
I did see Dr. Frakes posted. I think it was Dr. Frakes posted a video of you like, Ali, what you eating? Like, does he stalk all you dudes? Like, what you eating, bro?
Oh, yeah, he makes sure we're eating the right things, man. I'm one of the guys that's in his office every day, just picking his brain on what I should eat, because I'm trying to eat the best I can, and just transform my body in the best way possible. So I'm in his office picking his brain, talking to him, what I need to eat, what do I need to have on my plate, and eat when he's in the cafeteria, like when I see him, I'm like, man, like what I need to put on my plate, like show me, like, and he just shows me the way. So it's just a relationship that we have that. He gets me better, and I make him better. Just like having a teammate, but on the nutrition side. So it's great having him around. He's a great mentor and a great teacher when it comes to, what we put in our bodies and just making us the best people we can be on the field.
Ali, how has your body transformed since having Dr. Frakes and Coach Flint? You talked about getting better and there we go. We got you. All right, let's see if we can get Ali Gaye back in just a second. Guys, continue to fire in some of your questions. We'll try to get to them as many as we can. Jay Gidry sends some stars via Facebook. Thank you so much for doing that. Somebody was talking about them egg rolls from Raul's. Rick. Man, you making us hungry with that crawfish egg roll talk. I love them. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. They're fantastic. All right, we're going to wait for Ali, see if we can't get him back in here. This old vet says another great answer. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you, man, those crawfish egg rolls from Raul's. Don't let Dr. Frank see. All right, we got Ali Gaye back. You're all right, man. You're all right. I forgot what your body, like the transformation you talked about. Hey, I want to get my body and transform my body and get it better. Have you seen that since Coach Flint and Dr. Frakes has come on staff?
Most definitely. It's made me be aware more of like how I need to, develop myself. I haven't put much thought into it until, now, because I just know, how, even being off the field, you have to treat it the same, because you gotta make sure your recovery is right. You're taking the time to rest, sleep, hydrate, eat. Everything, all those things play a part of, my performance on the field. So, you got to pay attention to every detail, like everything. So that's one thing. The new staff, the new coaches, the new strength staff, and Matt Frakes have done. There's not a day that goes by that they don't, tell us, take your supplements, take your, Mahas, hydrate, put these things in your bodies just so you can recover faster, so you can perform at the highest level possible. So, I give credit to those guys, because since they came in, they put so much effort and work into us and trying to get us, the best in the best place possible.
Such an NFL atmosphere, right? Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, you get that in the NFL level. I mean, this is insane.
It's next level, man. I've never had nothing like it, and it's so great to have, in our program.
How much is something like that? You talked about JUCO, and then obviously we know a lot of your story coming from JUCO and coming to LSU. How big of a selling point was that for you coming to LSU?
Oh man, it was. I think for me, JUCO got me right. Because it showed me a different atmosphere to be in, and when I came into LSU, it was just, an even better transition because I knew I would have so many guys, so many people around me, a lot of resources around me that would help me, push my game to the next level. And it's been that plus more since I've been here, with Coach O's staff, his D-line coaches and everything. So I feel like that transition really, pushed me, to be in the position I am right now. And I wouldn't take it, I wouldn't take it any other way. And I appreciate Coach O for his mentorship and everything because, he was, a great coach that really pushed me to become my best best self possible.
You have two great defensive line coaches in your last two, Coach Jamar Cain and Coach Ed Orgeron. Look, Coach Jamar Cain, we've had him on the show. I love him to death. Man, he's a great D-line coach. What has it been like with him coming in and teaching new things and helping you ever so much evolve your game?
Every coach that comes in has a different coaching style, but the mission is the same, get you to the quarterback and make plays. But everything else behind it, the technique, the alignment, assignment, everything is the same. But the way coaches want you to attack, accomplish a mission is just like, I'm going to show you how it's done. It's going to be different, but it's up to you to adjust to that and, make it your own and go, make a play and get in the backfield. So, but that doesn't distract us or the new defensive players and the players that we've had. The mission is the same, just learn and then go apply it on the field. So the mission has been the same ever since. But we have so much great coaches. We have a great D-line coach, great assistant coach, Coach Cain and Coach Pat Hill. I mean, those are great coaches, man. We're so grateful to have those guys because they're teachers of the game and they make it fun for us and they make us engage in what they're trying to teach.
Two more, Ali. You've been fantastic on this, man, and we'll get you on out of here. One, a lot of people are asking about Will Campbell. We asked BJ. I mean, like we've starred all the comments. It's literally every other comment. How's Will Campbell? Man, he's a very talented young man, a freshman. And your battles up against him, how has it been going up against Will Campbell?
Man, he's a talented kid, man. And like I always say, like iron sharpen irons, and everybody that comes in, they're gonna give you your best, and you're gonna give them your best, and that's how you grow into the best player possible. So with me and him, just making each other better, and my job is to get him right because he's coming in, he's gonna he has a chance to be starting or whatever. So I need my job is to make sure I'm giving him the looks that he needs because. Come game time, he might be going up against a guy my size or looks like me with the same, attributes and everything, or even better. So, just like he's making me better, I got to make him better the same way.
Ali, I don't mean disrespect other people, but there's not a lot of dudes built like you, man. I don't mean that in the wrong way, but it's just the truth.
That's just me. That's just me. It's getting the look that he needs. So, but I'm just here so I can just make my teammate better for real. So,
Ali, last question. I don't want to get you in trouble, but I gotta ask.
Go ahead.
How often we talked about Dr. Frakes. How often do you sneak off and maybe go to the Blue Store? I mean, I'm a frequent visitor of the Blue Store. Does Ali sneak away at 12 o'clock to go get the Blue Store or what?
Man, I hope Coach Frakes is watching, but I actually don't make those trips because, I've been disciplined so far with the fact that I'm trying to, maintain and just, watch my nutrition levels. So I got to make sure I stay away from the Blue Store. But I say here and there, every once in a while, I go sneak a bite over there and just, treat myself to it. But it's not so often that I go down there. So I think I'm doing good so far with being disciplined on that side.
Well, how about this, man? At the end of the season, Blue Store for everybody. How about that? Per Dr. Frakes.
Sounds like a plan, man. And I think he would agree to that too. So
yes, indeed. Yeah. Ali, we got to bring you back on, man. You've been fantastic. If we don't talk to you soon, but we're gonna try. Have a great rest of the time. We have 44 days until the real official season starts. We'll talk to you before then. But man, good luck, and it was great talking to you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on, man.
Absolutely, you were fantastic. Talk to you soon, bud.
Back to you, man.
All right, that's Ali Gaye, LSU DE, and bro, I'm telling you. I'm a little speechless, guys, behind that one. You know what I mean? Like God, I love football, man. I freaking love football, dude. God, what a great interview by Ali Gaye. All right, let's do this. Let's play one more bill around this thing. We'll bring Pooh Bear and Zach up in here, and then we'll close it out. So let's talk about our good friends over at Gramco. We'll be right back in a minute. Guys, I've got to talk to you about our good friends over at Gramco. They are the Delta 8 company based out of the state of Florida. They're founded by college football junkies just like you and I am not sure if you're familiar with Delta 8, but you need to be. Gramco is the absolute leader in this field, and they have phenomenal products that I just need to tell you about. First off is the Wake and Bake coffee that is absolutely spectacular. The gummies are as well, as they're the best in the market. So go to thegramco.com right now and use the promo code AYS25. That's thegramco.com, AYS25 promo code to get 25% off of your order. Jump on this fast as it is perfect for holidays, anniversaries, and everyday use. Gramco is hemp-derived and completely legal inside of the state of Louisiana. No medical card is needed, and shipping is very discreet. You must be 21 years older to order. Again, that's thegramco.com. Use that promo code AYS25. It's the dudes. What's up, dudes? How we doing? How we doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm
good.
full. I just ate, so I'm good to go now.
Yeah, I know. We saw you. We saw you, Zach. Just clicking every star up in production, you know?
Me and Pooh, we be munching in the background, don't we, Pooh?
Hey, listen, I had to kill some chips. Oh, wait. Munching. Wait.
Yeah, pause. First off, pause.
Pause.
Second off, Pooh, how dare you for saying, yeah, I was munching. Of course y'all were.
Bruh.
All right. I set you up. I'm glad you did it. I saw that you added them. I was hoping you'd play it. All right, Pooh Bear and Zach with us to close it out. Zach, we were having an interesting conversation, and Pooh, I want you to get you in on this one too. Mm-hmm. Zach, you have a theory. You're wrong in your theory, but nevertheless, what's your theory? Tell us what it is.
So I think, a lot of the fans have been freaking out and kind of worried about losing some of the in-state guys, which, again, it's early. It's not over. There's a lot of time left for LSU to get back in it with Derek Williams and others. So, but I think part of the reason that we are seeing some of this reaction and part of what we're seeing in the class right now is because there is an emphasis and a priority on the offensive and defensive line. So I think BK's building what's that? Hiding the funeral chicken. Where's it at, Pooh?
First of all, why I got to be the one hiding the chicken? I got a question for that, Carl.
Carl, with all due respect to Carl, you can't be coming in here ripping people after them spaces you've been in now, dog. All right.
What you hiding, Carl?
But anyway,
I'm sorry. Go ahead with your theory.
So I think there's definitely an emphasis on the offensive and defensive lines, and maybe that's part of the reason you've lost some of the in-state guys. But I don't think BK and them are just giving up and just saying, "Oh, we don't want Derek Williams." They obviously want Derek Williams. He's a 5-star inside the state. That's obvious. You want 5-star talent inside the state. But I think there is more of an emphasis on the lines of scrimmage because BK is trying to build a foundation.
Pooh Bear, what you think?
I think there is an emphasis on the line of scrimmage. I don't think that theory is fully right. I think that
Agreed.
They started. My personal opinion, I think they attacked the nationwide approach because you got more time. When season rolls around, it's easier to visit in-state guys. It's easier to get those guys on campus.
Bingo.
You don't have to pull.
We need a bingo. Was my name-o? A soundbite.
Yeah, you really can't. I mean, it's a lot easier. So no. That's it, man. I just think that
I mean,
local guys are,
in less than 300 words, Zach, he just, rock bottomed you, bro.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing. I said, they're not done.
He said your upper lip stank. What you gonna say about it?
I don't disagree. I think they're not done, and they're going to continue to pursue. I just think there is an emphasis on the line of scrimmage.
Bruh.
This isn't going to get old.
Hey,
dude.
the Lord is, but listen, Christians all around the world aren't ready for Pooh Bear to have a soundbar. Okay.
Listen, wait until Sunday when Daniel says something. Oh, I got some stuff for him. I got some stuff.
Bruh. Bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh.
So, anyway. All right, let's get on out of here. Guys, my name is Blake Ruffino. We'll see you Sunday. I am very suspicious. I think some things are coming. I hear some news. I hear BK's making some waves. We'll find out Sunday. Subscribe, ayssnetwork.com/forum. $7 a month. Y'all help a brother out. We'll see y'all soon. Y'all have a good night. Peace out, Girl Scouts.